Good morning and welcome to day 8 on the long trail. My name is Mosey and this is Rissa Romes. So yesterday, Spot drove us into Waterbury and we got lunch at the Prohibition Pig, which is really good. Then she just dropped us off at Shaw's grocery store and Polar resupplied, and we waited until Tom got here. I thought Tom was bringing his camper to host us, but he had some tire issues and he didn't feel safe bringing it up here, so we ended up staying at the Best Western last night, getting some Thai food. Thank you so much, Tom, for treating us like royalty, driving up here and helping us out, and he'll be back again on Thursday helping us out again, so appreciate him. He just dropped us off at trail and now we're getting started. It's a pretty late start. It's almost 11 a.m. I never get started this late. But sorry, cars driving by. Got a bit of a road walk here. But I was so tired. I was absolutely exhausted. And Polar was supposed to have a call about a job, but it ended up getting canceled. So we were kind of planning on a late start anyway. So just went with it. Tom said it absolutely dumped last night, which is great. So hopefully water sources will be in better shape than they were. I was so out of it last night, I didn't hear it, but he said it was quite a rainstorm. So happy to hear it. All right, I'm trudging uphill on this road. Whew. So I may have been hiking all summer, but Shenandoah hiking ain't New England hiking. Let me tell you, muscles definitely went dormant over the last few months and are being reactivated. My lower calves and in certain stretches, my quads are really feeling the burn. But whew, we're doing it, but it's definitely harder than the hiking I've been doing. I knew it would be, but yikes. Oh my gosh, look at the flow coming off that leaf. That is incredible. Really hoping the rain last night improved all these water sources. Yeah, meeting Spot on trail yesterday and knowing she had to bail because of lack of water made me kind of nervous, especially about this upcoming stretch. Where we're supposed to camp tonight was dry, so we're going to be packing a lot of water into it. Hopefully there will be water there now, but I'm glad to see some sources flowing on the trail. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Of course, video never quite does it justice, but I'm just walking straight uphill right now. This climb really reminds me of the climb out of the Nantahala Outdoor Center. So this climb is about 10 miles long with 4,100 feet of gain, if I remember correctly. I don't remember how much gain is out of the knock, but I know that's like 7 or 8 miles of just uphill. And so that's kind of what this one feels like. We had a little bit of flat there for a minute, but still a lot of gain today. Whew. but we're doing it slow and steady. It is very humid. I am absolutely drenched. My first red eft on the long trail. It's finally wet enough for one to come out. Makes me think of Spot. Thank you for your wonderful trail magic yesterday. Her name is Spot because she's excellent at spotting things. She said one day she saw 52 red efts. That's kind of her brand. She wears a red eft town shirt, and I think she has a bumper sticker on her car of one. So fitting to see one today after seeing her on trail yesterday. Is that a blaze or a really big bird poop? Just spotted another one. Hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. This one is so tiny. Hello. Hello, my friend. Oh, you're walking towards a caterpillar. Number 4. What a day. All right, on the side trail to Buchanan Lodge, which is where I'm stopping to get water. Hopefully there's water. I still have a liter. I've been overcarrying just to be safe. But yeah, there shouldn't be any water where we're camping, so I'm gonna have to really stock up here. This is a long side trail, and I'm not thrilled to be doing it. Probably gonna have lunch here as well. It's like 2:30, so it's pretty late, but I mean, we didn't hit trail until 11, so it feels like I'm moving slow and running behind, but honestly, I've probably been averaging like 1.8 an hour, which isn't terrible considering, you know, it's been uphill the whole way. So, ooh, ready to eat. All right, just took a break at Buchanan Lodge, filled up on water, have a full water carry, so the pack is heavy, and we're doing this 0.3 side trail back uphill the trail. But pleasant surprise when I got to Buchanan. Stubbs and Eagle were there. They zeroed yesterday, and they actually decided just to do a short day. They're camping at Buchanan tonight. They just felt more comfortable camping where there's water, so they got into camp at noon and called it a day. And then just as we were leaving, Christine rolled in, and her husband has now joined her. So they are also thinking about pushing on to Puffer Shelter, which is where we're headed right now. So that'll be good if they do. It's nice knowing people on trail. Just before we left Buchanan, we started to notice it was looking a little rainy. So Deagle looked up the weather and it said 10% chance of rain. And I was like, oh, we're fine. I was like, well, we could still be in that 10%. So got a little bit of a sprinkle, but honestly, it feels nice as long as it doesn't make the rocks too slick. I'll take it. So the rain actually made it feel so nice. It was so hot and muggy earlier this afternoon. I honestly was feeling pretty nauseous on the uphills, but we've got a bit of a breeze blowing. It feels like the humidity broke a bit. I hope it stays this way for a bit, at least until camp. And I wanted to say it was so great talking with Deagle and Stubbs. We had a conversation for a while, just talked about how the trail has been and how it's treating us. And it was really good to talk to someone who, you know, they're kind of struggling with it too. And so it was good to commiserate. And, you know, I was telling them at this point, I've hiked almost 3,000 miles between the AT, the Pinhoti, and this trail and ridge running. And it's still not easy. I still feel weak and incapable at times. The trail humbles you, and that doesn't mean you can't do it, but it's okay to struggle, and it's just good to remember that. So I have seen a lot of like freshman pre-orientation backpacking groups out here this week, or yeah, roughly a week. And I just think it's wild. One, I think if my college did something like that, anyone who showed up would have ended up dropping out of school. But yeah, we had UVM, Tufts, Harvard. I don't know what this last one was that I just saw. But I gotta say, I don't know that the Long Trail is the place for large groups like that. There's not a lot of dispersed sites. The shelters don't have a lot of tenting options. Some of them have platforms, but there's not a lot of room for tents out here. And then it's so dry this year. There's no water. And most of these college groups don't have far out, so they're not seeing comments that water sources are dry. They're just going by guidebooks that say that there's water. So we've run into groups that have no water, and we tell them like there's no water for several miles ahead, and like they don't know what to do. I'm like, guys, you should leave. Like, yeah, and their packs are just so heavy. Like, yeah, I don't know that this is a trail for beginners. Well, got a little taste of Vermont here. This is a first. So weird. We have that beautiful blue sky and then a huge looming cloud up above. Oh, well, on my last climb of the day, it started raining. So that, mixed feelings on it. On one hand, it's cooling me off a bit. Still absolutely drenched in sweat, but cooled off a little bit. Forgot that my tent was strapped to the top of my pack, so it's wet. Luckily, I never use my tent anymore. But yeah, getting there soon. Christina and Steven did just pass me, which has me a little nervous as to whether or not there will be room at the end. But we're getting there, slow and steady. All right, finally made it to the top of Bolton. The rain picked up there for a minute. I am very wet and starting to get a little bit cold. But all downhill to shelter. I cannot wait to stop hiking. Today has been a long one, and I am glad for it to be over with. That should be Mount Mansfield. We will be seeing it tomorrow. All right, moment of honesty. I'm incredibly frustrated. I'm going downhill in wet rocks. My feet are getting caught between roots. I'm accidentally splashing puddles. I just slipped and fell on a wet rock, and I may have yelled out of frustration. I'm ready to be done. Oh my goodness. We're gonna make it. I also dropped my phone. That made me mad too, but I didn't scream about that.
And then I arrived at the shelter, and this was the view. And it almost made it all worth it.